Okay, let's talk about kind of in the next coming year. So, if housing is still it's still an issue, right? We are woefully short on the goals that the governor has set for affordable units, and we're looking at the cost of construction going up, lumber, labor, land, like all three of those pieces. So don't you think that more of these developers that are trying to pencil things maybe at like, they're not doing a 6 cap anymore, they're looking at 4 cap or breaking even, right? So this would be the natural kind of thing to look for. It's going to be less, right, costly when the numbers come out and they look at site specific with the GCs and the research that you guys are doing, I would just imagine this would be the play to look at non-performing assets that are across the board, because it's been an accelerant for a lot of portfolio to be non-performing, if that makes sense, right? And so I think developers should be looking to do more of these than ground up.
Yeah, I think everything, real estate just in general is so site specific. So yeah, I think and I think that's what we like about what we do, is that we're involved in projects, everything from these non-conforming kind of sites to more conforming sites with maybe some innovation in construction technology to help with that cost. So we're working on this kind of adaptive reuse of office. At the same time, we're working on things like projects that involve modular housing, for example, or employing mass timber or a proprietary steel system, or other ways to just kind of leverage whatever that particular site's characteristics are. So if the zoning says that you can go high, but you can't go high with wood construction because that's the thing that's cost effective, maybe there's something between wood and a concrete high-rise building, and maybe that's structural steel, maybe that's a mass timber solution that gets you a little bit higher than so we just like to have all of those potential tools in our back pocket, so that it sort of makes every site work depending on kind of its own constraints. And so I think that's what we would, I guess that's what we would tell the users here and your clients about, is just there's no site that's impossible. Like there's probably some solution to that site in there somewhere, but we're not in the typical world. So if you're going to use these old rules that you've used for decades, then you're going to sort through a lot of sites and they're going to make no sense. But if you can have an open mind and think about some things like the concept that Marissa showed, or some other ideas for how you might get to the goal, you might have some better luck. Now, that does take some pioneering thought sometimes from some people, and developers are not keen on taking a lot of risk always. So you need to always mitigate that. And we're architects, so we like to think big and stuff. But I think we try to understand kind of our clients' business practices and their goals, and kind of and while we love beautiful buildings, we love designing beautiful buildings, we know that somebody has to pay for them eventually. So we do keep that in mind kind of as we're going forward.